Got to be maybe on page. We did some conversation about histograms yesterday. We're just going to jump in and start making them today. So, I believe these are our GPS prices. Yes, they are. Okay. So, this data table is from the GPSs. So, if we go back here, the class, this is page 14. Are you with me? The class is, I'm just going to go into this, price of GPS navigator. Okay, and we're going to write that about 100 times around this piece of graph paper. I made the grid dark, but because it didn't photocopy well last time, I hope it's not too dark. Okay, so some of these things are going to sound ridiculous, but it is necessary. We always draw in the axis. We always tick off the axis, okay? The x-axis may or may not have a break in it. So this axis, there's a couple things we want to look at. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bars, right? So when we count across, I'm hoping I have 14 boxes across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yay! So what that tells me is that my bars can be too wide, correct? Okay, good. Now the next thing is that it starts at 59. It's 59, 0. No. So, are you all right over there?
Yeah.
Oh my God, what is going on today? Okay, so you're going to start over here. You're going to put a little break, and then you're going to go, it's like a little heartbeat symbol.
What does that mean?
Okay, have you ever seen like somebody's heartbeat on a monitor?
Yeah, it was like 2K stats.
Right, like that. You just put a little, that's what a break is. I took a piece of the axis out. I'm going to erase my beautiful heartbeat.
So what is that for in the graph?
Okay, so because I'm going to start the number 59 right here, right? And so if I don't put a break there, that means each box is worth 59. We don't want each box to be worth 59.
It's just indicating what you're starting at. 59.
It means that I took part of the number line out.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So now, so I told you there's a bunch of ways to label things. We're going to do it the easy way. We're going to use the lower bounds to make our number line. So I'm going to skip the next line. I'm going to put a tick mark. Guess what this number is going to be? It's going to be 115. I skip a line, put a tick mark. I'm going to put 171. So we use lower bounds for number lines. You don't have to write that down unless that helps you. No, lower bounds for number line. Okay, so I'm skipping and labeling. Tick 227. Tick 2. Okay, so I've got 395 down, sorry. 395. And then I do want to put a tick here. Let's think about how we made the intervals. Should I put the 450 here or should I put 451? 451, very good. So remember, it's that last number underneath. It's one more than the end. Beautiful. Okay. So we ticked. Oh, we need a label. What are these? Prices. And so this can be very generic. Prices, price, and it's in US dollars. There you go. Next. Now we got to work on the other side. So the other axis, when it's like numbers, it's always frequency. So that's easy. When it's percent, we do something different. What's our highest frequency? 8. So can we go up by ones? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes. So we do put 0 here. Do I need to label every line? No. I usually do every 2. So 2, 4, 6, 8. And then I also have to draw in the axis. Notice that I draw on the axis. 2, 2. Okay. So you draw axes, you tick off, you label the numbers. You have to space them out properly. If you take part of the number line out, you put a break in the number line. Okay, so this is where I say title, tick, tick, label, label, label. What did I forget to do? No, I have label and label. What did I forget? Title. So, and that's on your reference sheet.
Yeah.
So, title. GPS navigator prices. Great. Okay. And now it's just like what we did with Barry Bonds, right? And Babe Ruth, we make the bars touch each other, and then we candy stripe them. So the first bar has to be 5 tall. Grid is nice because then you just draw on the grid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go over, go down. And then for the 8 bar, I can just start the 8 bar right up here. I go up to 8, I go over, I go all the way down. I do a 6. I do a 5.
Don't even. No, stop. Don't even. Don't.
When the graph paper is really dark, and this is one of the reasons why I was concerned, you want to candy stripe your bars so you can see them. I do alternating directions because I like it that way. You can do whatever makes you happy. And there it is. Isn't it beautiful?
It is.
So we have no gaps, but can we see that there's kind of a dominant chunk down here? Yeah, there's a dominant chunk down there. I don't know if you would completely say it, but you could almost say that it's skewed to the right if you wanted to. We would add in the mean or the median to then give us some additional information about like what's there, like what's a typical price. We can look at the range. Okay, here we go. So now, this is so exciting. This is all you have to do to make a histogram. Cool? Great. So then, what in the world is a relative frequency histogram? Well, sometimes I just want to know what percent of a product does something, or what percent of people might say something, or what, all right, percents. Percents is out of 100. You don't have to worry about the quantity you start with or end with, and usually it translates across. What are you watching? Yes, you. BS. Will, pay attention. Okay, I know. But
I'll try to. You can do less myself.
okay, so here we go. Relative frequency is the number of times a particular outcome occurred divided by the total number of outcomes. All right, so this was our original frequency table. If we want to make another column for relative frequency, we're going to make it really thin here, like that. We're going to squeeze it in. We need to make these into percents. What? So we need 2 pieces of information. How many GPSs did we have to start? I forgot. All right, let's add these numbers up.
20.
I have 30 GPS prices. Is that right?
Oh my God! Wait, what?
So 8 and 6 is 14.
Yeah.
10, 24,
Yeah.
26, 27, 30.
How did I get 20?
I have no idea. Okay, great. So now you have calculators, kids, right? What's 5 divided by 30? 5 divided by 30. Is the answer going to be greater than or less than 1? 1. Okay, so you're right, it's equal to 1/6.
Yeah.
But that is not a percent.
No, it's obviously not 18.
So in the calculator, it's 0.1666.
200 divided by 6.
16666. So yeah. Yes, when we round, it's gonna become 17%. So what percent is 5 out of 30? 17%, my babies.
Yeah.
So you can put 0.17 here or 17%. I don't know. I'm now like totally get rid of the percent symbol. 0.17. Oh, my Lanta. The answer is 6. No, it's not. Okay, great. 8 divided by 30. Keep on filling in your table, babies. Bless you. I lost my marbles. I did. I didn't mean to. You can do this.
I should lose my marbles over 6 seconds.
I lost my marbles over you guys not knowing how to divide. And the conviction of the answer is 6. The answer is not 6. No, 0.03, 0.07, 0.27. Okay, great. I'm so excited for my life right now. It's almost over. Okay. What? No, there's no skinnies for like a whole nother week. Yeah, so it's like it's A, B, C, D.
This is not almost over then.
No, well, but this lesson, I think the next page is the end of the lesson, right? Oh, no, we have to do it in our calculator. That's the last thing. Okay, so here we go. So all we're going to do now is we're going to make this histogram, but it's called a relative frequency histogram. But guess what? It's so easy. Here we go. So guess what this axis is? The exact same axis we had up above. Blue on blue is a terrible choice. Purple. So we make the same axis as we did above. Go. Because this is still GPS prices. I have to stand in front of the board. I can't do it sideways. It's breaking my wrist. I'm going to have to edit the video. Every time I do something silly, then I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to edit the video. All right, so how is the frequency thing going to change? So on the y-axis, instead of putting frequency, you can either put, we're going to put relative frequency. You saw ones earlier where it had a percent, but we're going to put relative frequency. Okay. So our largest frequency is 0.27. So we need to make sure our axis goes up to 0.27 from 0. So now we need to figure out how we should break up this axis, which is a little bit harder. So if we do like this is 0.1, this is 0.2, this is 0.3, that's not bad. We're just not filling up the graph, but who cares, right? So we'll make this 0.10, make this one 0.20, and make this one 0.30, and I'm squished in the area. Very good. What's up? Oh, okay. Do you want that one part of your test? Okay, very good. I will figure it out. That's fine. That's why it's just What, are you afraid? Okay, it's on your knee. So, you see? There it goes. Yeah. You're so funny. Okay, here we go then. So now you're just making your histogram again, but the bars are going to be slightly different heights because of how we made our scale. So 17 is going to be above the 15, goes about here, right? You could do it. 27. All right, thank you, Warren. 20 is nice. All right, thank you. 17 is back here again. Okay. 7. That one I did too high. That's okay. 3 will be about here, and 10. All right. There we go. So I'm just going to zoom out for a second so you can see. You guys can look at both of yours at the same time. I mean, so because we changed our scale, our graph shrunk, but is the shape the exact same shape? Yeah. So it just depends how you want to communicate your information, right? And there's different times where you don't want to use, like let's go back to Babe Ruth, Barry Bonds, and Hank Aaron. So both of them played 22 seasons, but they only had home run data. I think one of them was like 15 seasons, the other one was 20 seasons, right? Or 13 seasons. We could see physically that one histogram looked bigger than the other. But if we change things to percent, well, that's why the box and whisker is good. If we could layer those their histograms on top of each other, we just did percents, it would look better. So there's ways to make the percents be the better way to compare, right? Because then it doesn't matter what the whole is, because you're just comparing percents. It's kind of hard to explain without a really good example, but that's that. Now, doing all this junk by hand is a pain in the tuchus, correct? So that's one of the reasons why we do want to get good at Excel spreadsheets, but we also want to get good at our calculator. So I'm going to show you today how your calculator can make this histogram, or at least making the tally chart much easier. Because, right, the tally chart was the thing that was really monotonous. All right, so when you turn the page, you're going to be at the data that's for the ages of our billionaires. And there's 50 pieces of data. So first thing we're going to do is just load this data into our calculator. Even though it's in this beautiful 5 by 10 grid, it just goes straight down, right? One column. So I'm going to grab my calculator and we're going to type. It's going to be great. Where's my mouse? Oh, I don't have my mouse plugged in. Find the mouse. So on your reference sheet, let me go back here. On the reference sheet, it says data entry. If you forgot how to do it, does it tell you how to do it? New document, list and spreadsheets, title the list. But we're not going to forget.
I would never.
So on 1, 4, and title the list. So I'm going to title this list ages. And I'm going to hit enter, and then I'm going to go down and I'm going to type in my list of ages.
It doesn't have to be in order.
No, that's the beautiful thing. When you're using your calculator or technology, it doesn't have to be in order at all. You're just putting it in. That your calculator does all the heavy lifting. You just have to be able to type it in, which is then how do I get rid of that job? Maybe I can scan it in. Maybe I can pull it from a database. Maybe I did a survey, right? If you take out more of the manual labor, you can be more efficient. But we still need brains to analyze. Okay. All right. Does anybody need more time to type in? Okay, great. So a quick step we can do before we move on, so to make sure that we all have the same data, is to run our one variable statistics. So if you look at your reference sheet and you forgot on your reference sheet, summary statistics, menu 411, okay? So we go back here to the calculator, and I'm in the column, so that's fine. Menu 411, and I have one list, and I can literally actually just go ahead and hit enter. If you only have one list, you don't even have to worry about changing that, but you can just go ahead and hit enter, and it will run it. The reason why I don't see it is because I'm way down at cell 50. I need to scroll back up, and let's just make sure we all have the same average. Does everybody have 69.58? Okay, everybody's good? If you didn't get 69.58, that just means your data was entered incorrectly. So the problem with having you guys do data entry on a test, which I will be situations where I'm going to have you do that, you have to check it. Because if, like, I usually can't tell what piece of data you put wrong in, but at the same time, I can tell you made that one mistake, and then I'll just go from there, assuming that your data, then as long as you answer your questions based on your summary, then you're fine. But you know what I mean? Like, if you want to be able to match everybody else, you got to make sure your data is correct. So, at any rate, okay, so now, here we go. If you look at your reference sheet, can you guys find the title, tick, tick, label, label, label area over here? So now, this is what we're going to do. We are going to display data in the calculator. Are you ready for it? It says a number 5 page. So we go Control, add a page. We don't want a list and spreadsheet. We want to add a data and statistics page, which is this nice little histogram right here. You see that? Woo! Now, does everybody have dots? If you don't have dots, you didn't title your column. So if you didn't put a title in, you go back here and put a title here. So if this is blank, this page does not work. Okay? Are we good to go forward? Okay. Okay, so first of all, do you have the word ages up here?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Hold on. Okay, so I'm going to go here. I'm going to go Control, add a page. I do not want number 4 because on my reference sheet it says choose number 5. So I go and choose the number 5. Do I have dots now?
I didn't see you hit the dot. I just saw.
Oh, okay. So now, right now there's just dots floating here in space. It does pick the lists I want. If you wanted to change lists, you can do that. But what we have to do is we have to give variables to the axes, okay? So you're going to use your cursor to go down here and click. And the only thing you should be able to choose is ages because that's what you have, right? And then all these ages are going to float down. And it's making a dot plot, but not a great dot plot. It's not a good dot plot because it can't, yeah. Well, and the thing is, it's like, yeah, you can't make individual stacks from 31 all the way up to 95 would be ridiculous, right? That's why we want a histogram for this, because the data's too spread out. Does anybody need help getting to this step? Okay, great. So dot plot, not good. Well, guess what though? We can change that. So are you ready to then go to, okay, so now we go to menu. Always under menu, but this one's not on your reference sheet because this should make sense. We don't want to do plot properties yet because we don't have the right plot type. Hit plot type. Oh, look at the fun things we can make.
I want to make a normal probability plot.
No, you don't.
Okay.
We want to make a histogram, right? So you tap histogram. And look what it does. Now, it made bars, but when I go and float over a bar, were our bars 51 to 56?
Yeah, maybe. No. It was
No, like there was.
to like 117.
Yes. So like, do you see how many bars? Every bar is a class. Did we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12? Did we do 12 classes? No. So we need to change it, right? Okay. If we go back in the notes, which I don't have in front of me, but you guys do. If we go back in the notes, we did 8 classes. You see that? And our classes started at 31. So I'm going to go back to my calculator. So now this is the part that's on your blue sheet. Menu, plot properties. What do we want to change? Histogram properties. Now, you might think it's histogram scale, but we want we call class and interval, they call bins. So do you see where it says bin settings? We go to the 2. And now we require equal bin width, don't we? So we hit 1. So it's 2, 2, 2, 1 if you ever get into memorizing like number sequences. So we go back. What was the width we had in our notes? I forget already. It was 9, right? Right? Our bin width was 9. So that's why you have to do that calculation. And where do we want to start at? We want to start at the number 31. We hit OK. And now our graph has disappeared a little bit off the grid. Do you guys agree? So now how do we fix that? We go back to menu. So every edit requires us going back to menu. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So we go to menu. We go to plot, window zoom, and you just ask it to fit the data. So it's 5 and then 2. And then you have it. So can you guys now see that, like, couple things? Like, if I hover over a bar, it tells me where the bar starts, and then it says 40, but notice that it's a parenthesis. That's your interval notation from algebra, right? And the next bar is from 40 to 49, and the next bar is this, and the next bar is this. So honestly, do you have to calculate the intervals by hand? No. You put in your width and you put in the starting value, and it will give you your bars, right? And now I can see that it's height of 2, frequency of 2, frequency of 3, frequency of 6. I can see the shape of the graph. Now, I was almost thinking that this 31 was going to be an outlier. He's not an outlier. I just felt like such a young age, but he's not, right? We can certainly say, though, that there's a peak up here. But our median might be right here, like in the, 70.
Who is out on a pass right now? I don't think I've never seen that person in our class before.
Yancey?
Did I say Yancey? I couldn't read it.
That's Yancey. Why are you?